You know, what's the one strategy that product leaders just seem to overlook time and time again? It's not about some complex new analytics tool or a massive marketing budget. Nope. It's about a really simple shift in your mindset that can literally change everything, becoming your own best customer. So let's dive into how this one idea can totally transform how you build and grow your product. This quote, wow, it is a total nightmare scenario, right? We have seen some brilliant companies make this exact mistake. They start chasing new growth, they make a bunch of assumptions, and in the process, they push away the very people who made them successful to begin with. It's such a costly error, and honestly, it happens way more often than you'd think. So why on earth does this disconnect happen? Well, it's basically a gap that forms between the team that's building the product and the people who are actually, using it every day. When we lose sight of that real user journey, we lose the empathy that's supposed to guide all of our big product decisions. The solution then is to bridge that gap. And you do that with a super important mindset shift. It's all about moving from being the creator to being the number one user. You've got to learn to think, feel, and act just like your customer does. Think about it like this for a second. Would you ever buy a car from a salesperson who's never even taken it for a test drive? Of course not, right? Well, trying to sell a product you don't really use yourself is the exact same thing. How can you possibly talk authentically about the experience or the real pain points or those little aha moments? The simple answer is you can't. Now, when you truly commit to becoming your own customer, you unlock three really powerful advantages. First, you start to develop this deep, genuine empathy for their journey. Second, you begin spotting all those little friction points and opportunities for improvement everywhere. And third, you can finally start telling authentic stories that build real trust with your market. Okay, so how do you actually put this into practice? It all starts with an internal audit, and guess what? Your first test subject is you. You have to approach your product like you're seeing it for the very first time and start asking some really tough questions. Let's start with the basics. Just imagine you're a brand new user signing up. Try to do a core task. I don't know, say setting up a new project in your own project management tool. How many clicks does it really take? Is the button obvious, or is it kind of hidden, 3 menus deep? You have to be brutally honest with yourself here. Where do you get stuck? Now, think about your marketing. Does the actual product experience live up to the amazing value you're promising people on your website? I mean, if your site promises effortless collaboration, but a new user can't figure out how to invite a teammate in the first 2 minutes, you've got a big problem. That gap between what you promise and what you deliver, that's where you lose people. And this is the ultimate test. After using it, can you honestly, hand on heart, say that your product solves a real-world problem and makes a tangible improvement in the user's life or work? If the answer isn't a loud, resounding yes, then you've just found your most critical area to improve. But hang on, here's a really critical turn. Your personal experience is invaluable, for sure, but it isn't the whole story. The thing is, you're an expert, and that creates bias. So the next step is to take your own assumptions and confront them with cold, hard data from your actual users. Oh, it is so easy to fall into this trap. You designed the workflow, right? So you know every single shortcut. To you, it feels completely seamless. You might even assume that some feature isn't all that useful just because you don't use it very often. But then you look at the analytics, and the data tells a totally different story. You see that your flawless workflow is actually a huge drop-off point where users are getting frustrated and just leaving. And that useless feature, turns out it's being used every single day by your most loyal customers. This right here, this is your moment of truth. This really highlights a core principle we have to talk about. Testing with real users isn't just a nice to have. It's not optional. It is a non-negotiable process. You have to validate every single assumption with real user feedback and hard data. Period. So how do you do it? Let's get practical. Let's equip you with a simple, actionable toolkit for gathering these crucial insights directly from your customers. We're going to focus on 3 highly effective methods that work for pretty much any SaaS product. Simple surveys, direct and personalized email outreach, and, of course, leveraging public review platforms. First up, surveys. Look, they are incredibly versatile for gathering feedback at scale. The real key here is to keep them short and contextual. Ask just a single question right after a user completes a key task. This gives you immediate, relevant insights that you can actually act on. Next, please do not underestimate the power of a direct, personalized email. This is absolute gold for getting qualitative insights. Instead of a generic, "How are we doing?" email, try asking a specific question, like, "What was the one thing you hoped our product would do for you when you first signed up?" I guarantee the answers will be revelatory. And finally, engage with public review platforms. This method pays off in so many ways. Not only are you getting feedback, but you're also building social proof, you're boosting your brand reputation, and you're directly influencing potential new customers who are researching your product. Here's a pro tip. Actively encourage your happiest users to share their experiences. It builds some serious momentum. So, by combining your own experience with real customer data, you start moving toward the ultimate goal, which is earning true customer loyalty. And believe me, that loyalty is your single greatest business asset. This little equation on the screen, it really says it all. The value of one deeply loyal, long-term customer is often so much greater than a handful of new, unproven users. Focusing on retention isn't just good customer service, it's a brilliant business strategy. Let's just let that sink in for a moment. Chasing after new users at the expense of your current, loyal customers is a losing game. Their feedback, their continued business, and their advocacy, that's the bedrock of any sustainable growth. So let's wrap this up with 3 crucial takeaways. First, never, ever remove a feature without checking the data first. Second, prioritize the loyalty of your existing customers over chasing new ones. And third, always, always trust real user data over your own assumptions. I'm going to leave you with this final thought. When you truly use, understand, and believe in your own product, you become its most authentic and its most powerful advocate. So take the leap. Become your own best customer, and ask yourself this: who else is better to champion your product than you?